But that question from Hugh Hewitt, and it was actually first asked by Wolf Blitzer, and I think it was of Cruz, the way it was worded, I mean, it's a valid question if you ask it a different way. It's a totally valid question if you ask it a different way. I mean, if you understand that the purpose of war and the purpose of armies is to kill people and break things, then that question makes perfect sense. But the way this question was asked, not only of Dr. Carson, but of Ted Cruz, essentially was, you Republicans, you really don't care about life. You'll kill anybody, right? You just kill anybody to get where you want. You'll kill anybody to get where you want to get, right? That's what that question meant. And that's why there was booing in the audience, and that's why there was some reluctance to deal with it. It was a bigoted question. It was a prejudiced question, the way it was phrased. But the fact of the matter is that is exactly how you win wars. Go back and look at any of them. Look at our bombing of Germany. Look at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You really don't need to look beyond those two. Who died at Hiroshima and Nagasaki? What were the military targets there? Where were the surgical strikes? We killed innocent civilians. That's what happens in war. War is terrible. War is horrible. But once you get into it and you have to win it, there are rules, and this is how you do it. And all it would have taken was somebody to explain this last night. Now, maybe there wasn't a desire to do so because we're so imbued with political correctness that kind of truth might have been seen as insensitivity and callousness. But, well, I know. See, even when I say it, it sounds, I'm not scary. I'm not scaring people here. But people that don't think of war that way, it is shocking. But that's precisely how wars are won. That's the purpose of war. It's not complicated. Kill people, break things, until the enemy surrenders and apologizes for starting the whole thing. That's how wars end. They don't end with negotiations. The negotiations happen long after the military defeat, unquestionable military defeat and surrender. Then you start talking terms. And that's when you get the apology, and that's when you get the promises that they'll never do it again. And that's when they agree to give up all of their arms and weapons, as the Germans were forced to do after World War II. But none of that happens until somebody gets shellacked. It doesn't happen with the Red Cross. It doesn't happen with Doctors Without Borders. It doesn't happen with environmentalist wackos running around trying to save the planet. Negotiations don't happen over doctors, nurses, and clean water. Wars are won by whoever kills more people and breaks more things. It may be uncomfortable hearing it. And that actually was, I think, what Hugh Hewitt was asking. When the audience booed his question of Dr. Carson, Hewitt did a quick double take on the. He asked the question a different way, and I knew what he was. He was not trying, I don't think, to entrap or ensnare Carson. I think they were actually, in Hewitt's case, I think he was actually trying to learn if the people he was asking about this understand what's at stake. When you get into one of these things, when you are serious about war. Because in wars that are won, innocent people die. Civilians die. It, in most cases in the past, has been the objective, as well as taking out military targets. It's been the objective. That is, why do you think the terrorists, the Hezbollahs, why do you think they put their military people in schools and hospitals? They know we've become so PC with so many rules of engagement that that's how they escape us actually prosecuting a war in ways necessary for victory. They understand that we're dominated and we're ruled with a tight grip of political correctness. Anyway, we have a bunch of great audio sound bites to respond to as well, plus your telephone calls, further analysis of what everybody saw last night. We'll continue with all of it when we get back.